Hello and welcome to another edition of UFO Video Addicts. Let me give you a preview of what I got coming up in this video. The first is a cigar-shaped UFO captured over Peru. Also I have a what looks like a UFO entering La Palma Volcano. This one I think I've played in the past, but it was just recently uploaded. It's a strange object that comes descending from the sky and then just cruises down the road here. Also have this NASA STS-48 space shuttle video of all these crafts moving in the sky. Let's see, this is almost an hour-long interview of a former aerospace employee. And I had mentioned in a previous video about listening to an interview where someone mentions how our radar arrays were used to down UFO or flying saucers, and yeah, this is the video where the guy talks about that. Here's an article from the New York Post. Former Air Force chief claims he once saw UFO firing at nuke missiles launched from secret base. Let's see, I have this photograph I found of this dude here who he was asking why his head is shaped like an Annunaki, and you can definitely see his head. The shape of his head is definitely, you know, something similar to this. Let's see, this is a very interesting video about the Bohemian Club. It's a club for the most wealthiest and powerful people on the planet. And they've been getting together since the 1800s at this place called the Bohemian Grove, which is up there near San Francisco, and performing all kinds of weird rituals and things like that. But this guy goes into pretty good detail about what goes on in there. And then last is this article here about ancient Sanskrit texts reveal that beings from other planets visited Earth 6,000 years ago. You know, again, I've thought about something like this. Now, no doubt, you know, beings from other planets have visited Earth, but I also think that some of these visitations that are attributed to aliens may have actually been our advanced neighbors that have always lived in our seas or, you know, deeper caverns. I mean, if this notion that the earth is hollow is true, and, you know, Admiral Byrd's account of, you know, entering into the hollow earth is true, then yeah, I'm going to surmise that yeah, some of these beings from the inner earth are coming out, and, you know, that's who our ancient ancestors probably thought were aliens. But anyways, let's go to this first video here. This is a UFO out of Peru.
Impacta exactamente. ¿Qué hora son? ¿Qué hora son? 5:53. OVNI impacta. OVNI impacta. Se registra OVNI en Paita. Aquí estamos en la subida de TP. Estamos en la subida de TP, estamos aquí esperando y se ha detectado un OVNI. Estamos acá con las bellezas. Allá está el OVNI, el OVNI. Este es el OVNI, ya se va desapareciendo ahí.
Anyways, that's that there. Let me go to the next video. Let's see, this is a UFO enters La Palma, and this is it right here. You see this little dot up here. Let me go full screen on this and just back up a sec, but you'll see this little thing, you know, pop out behind this little screen here. Again, let me stop that right there because you can't see it after. But, you know, this isn't the first time, right, that people have seen crafts flying over or going into volcanoes. And again, these aren't visitors who are coming from different dimensions or different planets to interact with our volcanoes. Or, you know, I mean, they're here when they go off. So, yeah, they're from this planet. We're not alone, folks. This one here, like I said, I think I've played this video before, but, you know, I'm sure not everyone has seen these things. Watch this thing. It's going to, oh yeah, here it is right here. This thing here is going to come floating down the street. Look at the shadow that it's creating right here. And, you know, I don't think this is like a one of those helium balloons, because it's just moving with too much purpose. You know, on that shot, it kind of looks like some kind of humanoid with something on its back, like maybe some kind of anti-gravity device on its back. Anyway, this is a long video. You know, it's like 6 minutes long. But this thing just cruises down the road, turns this corner, checks out over here, and then comes back. But very interesting. Check it out. Link will be in the description. Let's see. This is a video taken from STS-48. And what you're going to see is you're going to see all these different objects moving. Now, of course, you know, NASA is claiming that they're ice particles. Anyways, you can clearly see that there's objects moving. But then if you go further into this video, there's like a trail. Yeah, this thing here is actually indicating the trail that these things are following. So you can see, you know, these things are all moving in different directions. Look at this one here is going this way. These are coming down. Look at the speed of that one there. So yeah, so they're not ice particles like moving in relation to the space shuttle. These seem to be all independently controlled crafts, or they could be these organic creatures that live in low Earth orbit too. But anyways, link will be in the description. Okay, now this video, okay, I talked about in a previous video how I had watched an interview where this guy talked about how during World War II, you know, all the radar arrays that they set up trying to detect any bombs coming from Japan, whatever, well, they found that when UFOs flow through the radar arrays, that it would impact their navigation systems. So I found the video that where the guy talks about that. So let me see if I can find where that is.
And high-powered transmitters, when they would get too close to transmitters. I was checking into this too. They were interested as to why these things were crashing, and they found out that the radar testing in New Mexico was the cause of a lot of them that were crashing. And high-powered transmitters, when they would get too close to transmitters, they would cause interference like in 6 meters, or UHF high-powered transmissions. It would interfere with their guidance control, and they would just crash. Other craft that crashed, we had shot them down with our military weapons. That's one of the things that I do remember him telling me, that there's another alien group that looks a lot like the human race, and they're called the Orange. Through my mother at Boeing Aircraft Company, my mother's now deceased, and her friend is now deceased. Now I can talk about it. My mother had met a tube bender in McDonnell Douglas Aircraft Company, which is now Boeing, and his close friend worked at Northrop. He was working on the stealth program
Okay, anyways, let me go to this next part here where he talks about where they are coming from.
Classified, and another reason why he didn't answer it regarding where these things are originating from is that his son is still working within the connected projects, and he didn't want to even talk about it. But he did tell me that he worked on the craft to back engineer them. He's aware of their existence. He knows that I met the Chief of Staff of the Air Force, General LeMay. He told me several times of the testing that took place at Area 51, that some of them come up behind the mountain and they just blank out and disappear. And then they appear about 15, 20 miles away from where he originally saw it within about 20 seconds and just reappear and do that.
These are made by humans.
Okay, yeah, you heard him say that. Yeah, when he asked where they were from, the guy wouldn't reveal it because apparently his son was still working for the government. But, you know, it's becoming more and more apparent that, you know, there are species here on this planet. But anyways, he does talk about that in another part. Let me find that.
Just don't want to release the information regarding the locations where they're coming from, where they're originating from. And some of the locations are from Earth. There's underground bases here at Earth where the aliens have constructed bases a long time ago, before Columbus even discovered America, from what I understand. These areas would cause a major upset. In fact, some of the areas were already found through some of the investigations done by a television network called Sightings. They found several of the underground bases down in Puerto Rico. That's the kind of information that the NSA is worried about.
Okay, anyways, okay, let me play that. Yeah, you hear him say that there are underground bases near Puerto Rico. And then one other part that he talks about, this race that came from Mars.
And it was not made by windstorms or trick of lighting or anything like that. They know for a fact that the face on Mars was made from an extraterrestrial race that came here to Earth at about 45,000 years BC and set up civilization here on Earth and went back and forth from Mars to our planet Earth to give us information and to further the race that they created, which is us.
Okay. And again, he goes on and talks about that more, but of course I can't play this whole video or I will get hit with a copyright violation. But anyways, link to this will be in the description. Definitely check it out. Incredibly interesting. Let's see here. Former Air Force chief claims he once saw UFO firing a nuke missile launched from secret base. A former Air Force chief claimed today how he saw a UFO firing 4 beams of light at a nuclear missile undergoing testing. Ex-UF Air Force First Lieutenant Robert Jacobs alleged a craft resembling a flying saucer circled the dummy warhead during a test flight in California during 1964. But despite his claims of what he saw, the former serviceman was ordered never to breathe a word of what he saw, a bombshell press conference heard. Along with other former American Air Force chief, Dr. Jacobs was giving evidence about how aliens tampered with weapon systems during tests at nuclear bases and even shut the missile down. So again, ask yourself, if we are doing a missile test, right, is it more conceivable that a alien race from another dimension or another planet, another part of the galaxy are zipping here to mess with these nuclear bombs? Or is it more conceivable that an advanced species that also lives on this planet is trying to make sure that we don't destroy their home too, which is why they keep shutting down and messing with our nuclear facilities? But anyways, link to this will be in the description. This is just this photo of this this gentleman here, I have no idea who he is, but he's asking why my head's shaped like Annunaki. And you can definitely see the shape of his head. And, that's something that I do. I mean, me being aware of all these different skull types, when I people watch, that's what I look for. I look at at a shape of a person's head. There's the scene in the movie The Predator when the predator creature is examining the skulls of some of the humans, that he has hunted. And, so I think I can relate to that scene. And something that I've noticed, within our population, that, it's obvious to me that some people walking around today are descendants of these, they call them the Anunnakis or whatever. But, I've seen people with a head that's shaped like this. And I've also seen people with heads shaped like that walking around today. So, my feeling is, they must be descendants of these people from the past, and they're still around, especially in the banking industry. You could look at this guy, Jacob Rothschild. Look at that dude's head. You can tell, he's definitely, part of the ruling class and related to these people who have been ruling the planet for a very long time. Anyways, link to this will be in the description. Like I said, this video here, I don't want to play too much because I know I'll get hit with a copyright violation, but essentially this guy here is talking about the Bohemian Grove, which is a club for the most wealthiest, powerful people on the planet. And they've been around they've been, gathering at this place called the Bohemian Grove since the 1800s. He talks about this ceremony they go through called the cremation of care ceremony. And, the way I look at it, or the way it was explained to me, is that these individuals who have wealth, power, they have their decisions have such an impact on so many people's lives, that they're human and it does have to somehow impact them. Or at least I would hope it does. But supposedly, this idea about the cremation of care ceremony is just that. It's to absolve them of all the sins that they've committed against humanity, on the decisions that they make. But anyways, very interesting. Like I said, I don't want to play any of it because they'll hit me with a copyright violation, but the link will be in the description. And, you want to find out about like the secret societies and get an idea of the people actually running the planet. I mean, if it's not, a part of the, I guess, advanced species on the planet, because they have to be, within the power structure of this planet, or within the power structure of our society. But anyways, link to that will be in the description. And then last is this article here about this ancient Sanskrit text revealed that beings from other planets visited Earth 6,000 years ago. The history we have been told by the mainstream history books and scholars keep us away from the true history of mankind. Ancient cultures and their respective manuscripts contain information that might allow us to rewrite the human history. According to Indian scholars, an ancient Hindu text reveals technology such as mind-controlled vehicles, levitation, anti-gravity, and interstellar spaceships that visited Earth in 4000 BC. Apart from Sumerian and Egyptians, the ancient Indian civilizations also had advanced technology. Ancient Sanskrit manuscripts say that flying ships visited the continent over 6,000 years ago. Dr. V. Raghavan, a Sanskrit scholar from Madras University, was convinced that centuries-old documents in Sanskrit prove that aliens from other space visited Earth. 50 years of researching these ancient works convinced me that there are living beings on other planets and that they visited Earth as far back as 4000 BC, he said. See, now this is where I'm going to slightly disagree, when they keep saying aliens, because I don't think these people have ever considered the fact that there have been advanced species living on the planet, even when our species, was relatively new, so to say, or still primitive, right? Again, while we were still in a primitive state, it's become apparent to me that that there were advanced beings on the planet at that time also. And, you know, like a lot of these texts are saying, they played a role in our development. And, you know, there is a, I'm going to have to find, there's an image. Probably, I'll look for it and post it in my next video. But it shows how humans lived on this planet for a long, long time as just simple hunter-gatherers. And then suddenly, it's like overnight, we became agrarian. We became farmers. Someone taught us how to farm. So yeah, it's apparent that, you know, someone must have come in and played a role in changing the direction of humanity or of our society, of our species. But anyways, link to this will be in the description. That is going to be it for this video. If you like things like this, please give this video a thumbs up. Please share this video. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I'll have more things like this. Take care.